Whenever you see someone standing next to a ladder like this and putting their arm here, it seems that they have encountered a challenge. They're having a small meeting on how they can be able to overcome that particular challenge. There's a bit of despair, and the main concern is how do we overcome the challenges that are there? When we look at technology and IoT, we have so many challenges that we want to overcome. And our next speaker is going to take us through on how we can leverage on AI and also big data to address the manufacturing challenges that are there. To take us through this is none other than the CIO at Dangote, Nigeria. That's a big name right there. Is none other than Prassana Burri. Welcome, Prassana, and help us overcome the manufacturing challenges when it comes to leveraging on AI and big data. How do we internally stop these conversations of just despair and making sure that we take the conversation further when we're encountering manufacturing challenges, especially when it comes to our systems? Welcome, Prassana, and over to you. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Prassana Burri. I am the Group CIO for Dangote Group. We are the largest manufacturing conglomerate in this part of the world. It's my honor and pleasure to be speaking in this event. Today, I want to discuss about Industry 4.0 as part of this session. In particular, it's all the more interesting to speak about it under the circumstances, where digital transformation has gone on steroids, especially in the last year and a half since the pandemic has begun. These are indeed momentous times. We have never anticipated a time like this. I just turned 50, and looking back over my life, I've never felt the way I did in the last few months. Disruptions, and many of us have heard of people dying. Some of us may have even lost some loved ones. So it is a time that really is pressing us from all directions. There's a lot of tremendous amount of pressure, if you can really feel it. But it also depends on how we respond to the pressure. The industry as a whole, thankfully, has sprung back in many sectors. Especially in our context, I can say that Dangote Group has effectively maneuvered these difficult times, and we continue to do so, thanks to a good deal of automation and digitalization efforts that have started some time back, even prior to the pandemic. We had to accelerate in some segments and learn to do things differently from what we have been doing with our diverse array of staff and locations and sectors that we play in. It is indeed an ordinary job. So in many ways, Industry 4.0, if you are familiar with the theme, the concept, it is the current age of smart industry that we moved on to. And this touches upon many different areas that our pundits, some of the industry analysts and some of the OEMs have been talking about. Always, if you hear to the chatter from the industry, the OEMs, they're always out to sell their wares, push something new, upgrade, enhancements, new products, new releases. But it is imperative for us that we embrace only things that really make sense. And most of us, assuming that our presence is and mainstays in Africa, we operate in some unique environment that is different from other parts of the world. We are blessed with very pristine environment. We are blessed with a lot of natural resources in many parts of Africa. But we have our challenges. We have our challenges with automation, with power, with infrastructure, with skills being scarce. Many times that's one of the biggest challenge that we face, besides infrastructure, is the talent supply. So how do we meet all these challenges and yet produce our products in a cost-effective manner that we can justify selling to our consumers at a competitive price compared to what the imports from other countries are, right? This is a challenge. I mean, this is what makes us relevant, when we can sell something for a better price, a better product. And to me, the Industry 4.0, or I would rather call it Industry 4P, so to speak, with P being pandemic, is the one that is a key differentiator for us, is to see how we can leverage the power of automation, the power of communications, the power of software, the power of process-centric approach, fused with big data, in a secure operating environment. To me, that is the way to go. That helps us to overcome the obstacle that we face with the skills and infrastructure. And of course, infrastructure there's a certain common denominator in terms of power, in terms of roads, in terms of proper facilities. But one thing that gives us consistent quality, consistent output, is the ability to maintain that in a scientific manner, in a way that is acceptable in the marketplace. To me, the leverage of big data with the cloud scale, another big issue that we face in our region is the data center infrastructure, and now, for example, in our organization, we were able to significantly overcome the issue of the infrastructure scalability by leveraging the cloud infrastructure. So with the enablement of big data and IoT at cloud scale, it is a significant boost for the manufacturing industry. Of course, we do still have a lot of challenges with the change management, with the mindset, but the most important thing, the silver lining here, is that we see a significant prospect for Industry 4.0 in our environment, where we can rapidly turn around, improve our efficiencies, and maintain a consistent and competitive price position in the marketplace. Where do we start? I mean, in terms of adopting it, I think the process starts with educating, with enlightening people with what is possible with the 4.0 framework. I would say that the people, the talent gap, you can bridge more easily by embracing the smart automation, where you can leverage the talent and resources from across the world. And it also is a boon for the local workforce to easily acquire some of these skills by not being limited by the physical presence, especially in the environment of the pandemic. So what is our call to action? Embrace the Industry 4.0 concepts, understand them, make it meaningful. We need a concerted effort across different tiers in the organization, right from the executive management to the middle level, the technocrats in the organization, the C-level, the C-suite, all the staff in if you have a change management function, it is quite relevant. The human resources. You also need to address the concerns. Automation many times brings about other peripheral issues, with people being overly anxious about how it might impact jobs and their livelihoods. These are valid concerns, and especially with the advent of things like artificial intelligence and machine learning, there are many things that are possible that weren't before. It does certainly impact certain types of jobs and roles, but the But the good thing about this is that people have an opportunity to shift and adapt. And that opportunity is much bigger than what we have today. So, in conclusion, I think this is a great boon for Africa, and it helps many things that we aren't able to overcome without this. It is the best thing that can happen to our industry, our environment. And the sooner we embrace and make it a reality, and set up some centers of excellence, some hubs in different parts of the continent, I think that is a tremendous shot in the arm for this effort. Thank you for having me, and I appreciate the time and the opportunity and the ability to share a few thoughts with you. Have a great day.